A few months ago, I made a video about an important message from the psychedelic entities about the gradually shifting human consciousness and the mass awakening happening in our reality at the moment. I described how many of us are experiencing unnatural time dilation, where time feels as if it was heavily compressed, and how everything has been recently speeding up. I talked about how many of us experience frequent and complex synchronicities, and also how many of us feel that the quality of this reality has been significantly downgraded. I explained how for me personally, all of these phenomena coincided with feeling as if I was left behind with no access to the machine elf realm for months, and how I started taking large doses of mushrooms thinking that I'm building tolerance to psilocybin. It turns out there's a huge number of people who are struggling with the same sensation of not being a part of this upgrade, and you'll be happy to know that after 9 months I was finally allowed to go back to the mushroom realm, and now I have the explanation for all of this. Through a very complex process that I'll probably describe in a separate video, I was recently given access to a huge amount of mushrooms, and through recent communication with machine elves, I was finally allowed to understand the upgrade process, or rather, the lack of it in my case. It turns out that the answer has been in front of us the whole time in the message received by a star pilot who was featured in that video. She was told that while everybody on Earth would be eventually affected by this process, some would be upgraded automatically, while others would have to be upgraded manually through their own actions. It is important that you listen to these instructions carefully if you're struggling with the feeling that you're no longer compatible with the surrounding reality. This and other 434 videos help with finding your place in the emotional labyrinth of human existence, and if you're benefiting from these outer-dimensional messages, sponsor 434 by joining Patreon or Subscribestar, or by donating through PayPal, CashApp, bank transfer, or cryptocurrencies. Also, if you want to talk to me, use the consultation and support service. You'll find all the links in the video description. Thank you for your help. First, let me give you the exact message that I was told, and afterwards I'll explain to you what it means, as it could be difficult to understand it out of context. The message said, you're given an activation, not an upgrade. You don't need an upgrade as you're in a completely separate functioning mechanism. You need regular awakenings. You have a structure of a giant tree that has to occasionally get thicker. You're gradually becoming thinner until you become a twig, and only when you're reminded, you're growing back into a massive tree trunk. It is like you're standing aside from the upgrade process. You don't need it. You're in contact with us because you're being awakened. You're not the same structure as others. They need to be upgraded to go to a higher form of functioning, but you're very different. You represent the same level throughout your whole structure. You're a complete version of where others are going, and you need to be regularly activated and reminded who you are. For you, it's a reactivation. Since these are just words that describe a very complex vision, let me explain what Machine Elves meant with this message. I was told that there are 2 types of human journeys in this reality. One is that of progress, where you're being upgraded as you go through different types of developmental stages while interacting with this reality. It wasn't clear to me, but it appears that you're supposed to become complete in the sense of earthly existence once you get to the highest upgrade, once you have all the necessary experiences and all the required knowledge that you came here to gather in this reality. It seems that people who go through this process are required to constantly learn and be very active in order to fulfill their purpose in this reality. The other type of a journey that human entities are undergoing in this realm is coming here as a complete being where you already have all the necessary knowledge and awareness of human experience, but you're in a constant cycle of reactivation and recharging. That means that if you go through life, you regularly lose the awareness and memories of what you are, and you need reactivation or awakening periodically in order to continue your journey. This is done by high vibrational frequency, where the flow of energy through your form is unrestricted, and this can be done through experiencing states of awe or by being in psychedelic states. As always, Machine Elves use their favorite analogy of a tree. Almost everything important that is being described to me is done by using seed, tree, or forest metaphors. In that analogy, you come to this reality as a big, powerful tree trunk, and as your energy is being depleted, you're becoming thinner and thinner until you resemble a bendy young sapling. As soon as you reconnect with the energy and you allow for it to freely flow through you, you grow again and you become the original thick structure that you came here as, with all the knowledge and all the necessary strength. This human form does not need to be upgraded gradually, but it is in a repeated cycle of reactivation. It's important to mention that these two forms are different and have totally different life journeys. There's no real comparison between them, and it's not like one of them is better or more important than the other. They're separate existences that require different actions and different sets of skills. Your life preferences should be an indicator as to what type of process you're undergoing. What I think is similar, though, is the sense of completeness once you experience either the reactivation or the upgrade process. As soon as I was reactivated, I felt normal again after more than 9 months. Things became calm and relaxed like never before, and everything around me felt ordered and structured again. Suddenly, my artificially restricted access to mushrooms disappeared, and I found myself literally surrounded by unlimited amounts of psychedelics. In fact, this message was given to me after I accidentally took a heroic dose of mushrooms, but that's for another video. It's important for you to understand that if you're still feeling as if you're missing out on something, and if you think that you need to be either reactivated or you need to go through the upgrade, it seems that it will require some sort of action on your side. For me to get reactivated, it took a complicated process of building a connection with certain types of people that led me to connecting with other people, who led me to some important knowledge that in turn led me to getting access to different types of mushrooms. Although it took a lot of time, energy, and patience to get there, I was actually guided as always, and there was very little of my own decision-making involved in this. If you're open to the next stage, it will require a small amount of effort to get there, but it will be you and your free will that will be responsible for making that decision. It's only up to you when you'll go through this. There was one more thing related to your consciousness shift that Machine Elves wanted me to tell you about. They want you to take advantage of this unique opportunity for you to have access to the important transcendental knowledge presented to you in the form of the uplifting 434 videos. There's obviously a lot of people who come in a complete form to this reality, but there's a small number of people who simultaneously have the complete form and have access to Machine Elf knowledge while being reactivated. The entities ask me to tell you this. I'm here to protect you and to offer strength. I'm already complete, and it's beneficial to you because you're protected by 434. I want to remind you that these videos offer protection as I'm doing my job, deflecting negativity. These videos are a shield not only for me, but also for you. They shield your existence from evil. Have hope. You're behind the shield. Nothing bad is going to happen to you as long as you're taking advantage of the spiritual protection offered in these videos. As this consciousness shift started, I realized that I'm surrounded by a lot of people who are willingly resisting to engage in the upgrade process, and I must admit that their struggle is painful to watch. Their unwillingness to open up to any form of spiritual progress has resulted in transforming into emotional zombies, as the void created by the disappearance of old values is not being filled by anything of substance that would let them thrive in this new reality that is completely unknown to them. We have entered a very important time period in our existence where you need to make a choice, or the choice will be made for you. Everybody's constantly going through this. It's a repetitive process. You won't be left behind, but it's up to you which road you choose as you're facing this choice of paths. We've been schooled for a long time and graduation is coming up. Since we don't have access to any points of reference, we don't really know what is changing. But I think most of us understand that we're entering a completely new reality, and the signs for it are visible everywhere. The shift is about waking up to the knowledge about the difference between harmony and distortion. It will reveal all the lightness and darkness in all of us. Some will run from their shadows, some will gladly immerse in the light. There will be some struggles, and you will witness some battles. But a lot of people around you desperately need help with the next step, as they need loving energy to have courage to leap forward. Be there for them, offer them guidance, and lead them to the light through love, joy, and hope. May the 434 river flow through us all freely. Love, 434. You can help others by sharing this video, and you can help this channel by financing 434 through methods listed on the screen and in the video description. Thank you for your help. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Visit the websites of the artist and the musician I featured in this video. Leave your email address at news.b434.com. Remember about b434.com and join 434 social media on YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and VK. Talk to each other on Telegram, Reddit, and Discord. All links below.